3 stages of hell match. They said they had 3 of these before. Is that right?
Officially named this, I believe so. First one, if I'm not mistaken, was Triple H versus Austin. That was the first one, which was a great matchup. I believe, from what I've heard, they had Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. I think this was after their SummerSlam matchup. I believe they had one of these.
Yeah, they did.
And I want to say that Orton had one with Triple H sometime in 08 or 09. I don't remember. I think it might have been after their Last Man Standing matchup they had on Raw. That live Raw that they had with the no commercials. I believe the pay-per-view after that they had a 3 stages matchup, but I really don't remember.
I don't remember at all off the top of my head what the other matches were. I'm gonna Wikipedia right now, so let's kind of dance around here.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was more than that, because I could have sworn the 3 stages matchup that Angle and Benoit had back in the mid 2000s was labeled as a 3 stages matchup. That was the one where it was pinfall, submission, and then ladder matchup.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Now, is this the same match as when Hulk Hogan took on the Dungeon of Doom?
No.
Well, apparently it is only those matches.
Rage in the Cage, wasn't it?
Apparently it is Triple H and Stone Cold, Triple H and Michaels, and Randy Orton, Triple H. You're right.
Yes.
Triple H has been in nearly all the Hell in the Cell, all the 3 stages of Hell matches.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of his thing. Like, no one can have a matchup with that name, with a cool name like that, except for me.
Well, anything that has Hell in the title, Triple H has managed to actually make be the guy that's basically winning a ton of them.
Either that or The Undertaker.
Well, he was not involved in the Dog Kennel from Hell match.
Yeah, there's good reasons why.
I'm sure he would have booked himself to win, so it doesn't matter. We didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
The
dogs would have had to job out to him.
Yeah. John Cena and Ryback. Supposedly this is going to be some kind of an epic thing for John Cena. I don't see it. I think this is going to be lame as all hell.
This is going to be another situation where John Cena spends most of the match looking weak, but then he Supermans his way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I know one of them's an ambulance match. One of them is...
It's a lumberjack match, then a tables match, and then an ambulance match.
I'm going to think that the matchup they're going to give to Ryback is the tables matchup, but I wonder if it's going to be through a fluke. Like, John Cena sets Ryback up for, like, the attitude adjustment, and then slips on a banana peel or something and falls on a table. And Ryback happens to get that win.
He wins!
Yeah, they've buried him. Yeah, they've buried him so much. I don't see him getting a clean win in any of these matches. Maybe the lumberjack matchup. Maybe they'll have the Shield come in and beat up on Cena, and then he'll get the win. But like I said, I don't see Ryback getting a single clean victory in this matchup. This is going to be your standard. Cena looks weak, and then he Supermans his way at the last second and conquers evil.
See, I think that Ryback is going to win the lumberjack one, because he can win that and kind of I can't see them kind of giving John Cena a pin on Ryback in the lumberjack match and then acting like Ryback is a threat for the rest of the match. Well, I think if Ryback pins him in the first one, then they'll just move right on afterward, and it'll be all about John Cena fighting back.
Yeah, but have you believed that Ryback is a threat at all since they've done this feud?
I haven't believed he's been a threat since before WrestleMania.
To me, they've really downplayed Ryback's lethality. I mean, they tried with the Kofi thing, but that was just an opportunistic moment. Kofi needed to be written off, so they figured we'll have Ryback sacrifice him. But
sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, sacrificial lamb. Like I said, I can't see them giving Ryback a clean win, because they haven't since the feud has started. He's kind of just been pussied out to him.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate. I mean, if there was one guy that I could believe could beat John Cena, I mean, look at the size of the guy. It's Ryback. and yet they've fed him to Cena.
Yeah, the reason why is because there's no one to sort of face Cena at the moment, so they've popped him in that position. Do I think it's a bad thing? Yes, because he had potential probably to be the next World Heavyweight Champion. But in terms of his character, that's the way they're doing things, and it's got more potential to hurt him than anything else. So,
I'll say this: if Ryback doesn't win, get him off TV because he's done. There's nowhere else you could put him.
They'll bring him down to the mid card. That's what they'll do. And you can quote me on that. Either that, or they're going to move him over to the World Heavyweight Championship scenario things, or have him win Money in the Bank, which I hope neither of those things happen. Because at the moment, he needs to readjust.
I think Ryback's getting written off TV.
He has to. I mean, you could have moved him into the mid card after WrestleMania, but because of the fact that you slotted him into that John Cena role, how do you recover from that? You've just been fed to the biggest lion in the cage. There really is no other place to go but to recoup, rebuild. Take some time off, wait till people have forgotten about you, and then come back and try to do it again. You can't just slide back into the mid-card.
You know what I'm starting to think is going to happen here? And it goes against what I think would be better policy, but I think that this is what we're going to get. Ryback... Well, all right, but before I get into what I think is going to happen afterward, does everybody think that Cena's retaining?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, get that out of the way. Ryback loses, obviously, the ambulance match because he can't... They're not going to have John Cena win the first... they're not going to have John Cena win the first two parts and not have an ambulance match. That's stupid as all hell. We all know that it's got to go to the 3. John Cena wins that ambulance match, knocks out Ryback for 1 month, and he comes back the Raw after Money in the Bank and starts a feud with Sheamus for SummerSlam. I think that that's what we're going to get. He comes back, he goes right to Sheamus for some reason. They don't really bother questioning why. All they do is go, oh my god, the monster Ryback is back, and he's targeting Sheamus. That's it.
You wheel out the ambulance, and then you wheel out the ambulance during a Sheamus matchup, and then he just like bursts out and just starts beating up Sheamus.
I don't even think they would bother with the ambulance. I think that they would just have him come back and attack Sheamus, and that's it. I don't think they're going to put any effort into it.
I know. I'm just thinking of what's the worst way you can bring him back. You just have the ambulance kind of just pop up on stage.
Well, you'd have to have it back up into the area, and he would just have to come out of the back, like, on a stretcher that they just pushed out or something.
He has the ambulance come out, and then he opens the doors, and he wheels out Shane McMahon. And they realise that Shane's his new manager.
He met him in there while they were driving to the hospital.
Yeah, and then he starts feuding with Kane over like past ball crap. I think that's going to happen totally.
So instead of just going with the who's going to win, John Cena or whatever, let's break it down by the matches. Who's going to win the lumberjack match, Brandon?
I think Cena will win the lumberjack match.
Burhan?
Cena.
Payton?
Ryback.
Miguel?
I'm going to go with Cena.
I'm going with... Alright, you know what? I'm going Ryback.
Let me explain why. It's because if they're going to be giving Cena the win at the end with the ambulance, you got to instill some type of doubt in the minds of the fans. And to have Cena win the second fall and then win the third fall, that's just bad storytelling. The way it works is you give Cena the first win, you give Ryback the second win, and then you give Cena the third win, and it bounces back and forth.
That's what I would actually go with.
And I think that's
why is that bad storytelling? Why is it bad to have him lose and then have that bigger of a mountain to climb? He starts off with a handicap. I mean, we just recently did a match on Keeping Kayfabe, which was a 2 out of 3 falls match between Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr going against El Hijo del Santo and Octagon, and the heels got the first fall. And then the babyfaces had to come back with 2 wins.
Mm-hmm. And what's the better... Well, not the better. What's the more likely John Cena scenario? He comes back from 2 and has to win, or he comes back from 1 and even kind of a thing. They always try to make him the underdog, which is bullshit. But I could see them doing just the opposite, and we're talking about having Ryback get a quick thing in the tables match. I think it's going to be Ryback winning the Lumberjack match, John Cena getting a quick tables thing, and they're going to be like, oh my god, well, he just barely got a tables victory, and now he evened it up, but how is he going to do anything with Ryback? And it's kind of like they get that little bit of a stall period where John Cena lightly tosses him through with a quick attitude adjustment or something, and gets the table victory, and Ryback lays down for a while, and they're like, well, this gives Cena a little bit of chance to recoup after getting his ass kicked by...
I think the problem, though, is Cena.
that's the whole problem, is that Cena's in this match. But
yeah, and the issue they're going with, and as what Payton was saying before, Cena's no Art Barr, Cena's no... he's one of those guys where you would feed challenges to, and what they've been doing at the moment is they've been giving Ryback a certain edge over Cena on the upcoming television tapings. So, in all fairness, I think at the pay-per-view, the whole reason why Cena's going to win the first match would be, oh, look, after all those weeks of Ryback just destroying Cena and making him injured and sending Cena to the hospital, Cena has managed to defeat Ryback against the odds. And then I think it'll probably be the opposite of what you stated with the table, where Ryback ends up putting Cena through the table somehow, and they were like, how can Cena come back from this? Oh my god! And everyone getting all worried about it, and then eventually getting the win over Ryback. But he struggled. He had to struggle to beat Ryback and all that rubbish.
So Burhan's going Cena then Ryback. Miguel, you're doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cena, Ryback, and then Cena at the end. But I will say this: if they do end up giving Ryback the first win, it's gonna be because somebody interfered, like the Shield or something. They're gonna slide into the ring or something, or there's gonna be shenanigans involved.
And now, since Brandon, you had said the same, you're going with Ryback on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1-2, or Cena, Ryback, Cena.
Any special stipulation for it, or just Ryback gets a win?
That just seems like the most sense. I mean, I think the tables match was definitely put in there to put Cena through some adversity. So
also it's a way of having Cena lose without you looking weak.
Exactly.
And I'm thinking back to when Sheamus beat Cena during their tables matchup, when Cena just kind of fell onto the table.
I hated that so much.
It's the type of matchup that Cena can lose without looking too bad.
Now, do you think that things are going to go the same way, kind of, since we both agreed with the layout, Payton?
Agree with what?
That it's going to kind of be Ryback and Cena gets a quick thing with the tables match.
No, I could see the Lumberjack being where Ryback gets a victory. Cena will probably fight back to get the tables. What I would see happening after Cena puts Ryback through a table is Ryback would eventually find himself putting Cena through a table soon after. Mm-hmm. Like maybe Cena. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say Cena gets sort of a fluky way of getting Ryback into a table, something very quick that it counts as putting him through a table, but it's not going to really put Ryback out. And then Ryback hulks back up and puts Cena through a table, and all of a sudden that puts Cena in the downtrodden state for him to have to build back up to win the ambulance part.
Yeah, it's kind of that quick thing that we expect at the end of any gimmick match with John Cena. What happened here? And then they're going to build up to something that doesn't go really fast with the ambulance match.
Basically, Ryback puts Cena on a table that's stacked in the corner, and then when he goes in to run to spear him through the table, Cena just lifts him onto his shoulders and then just kind of weakly attitude adjusts him onto the table.
Yeah, basically something like that. That's what I'm expecting.
If even that, maybe John Cena just dodged, Ryback will spear the table himself.
Does that count? Does that count in a tables matchup?
When they wanted to.
Yeah, they kind of go 50-50 on that. Remember that, or was it TNA? I think it was WWE, where somebody went through the table and they were like, "Oh, it doesn't count because the person pushed them instead of."
Yeah, well, let's not forget it was late last year. I think it was when Big Show was in a tables match and he lost because he stepped down from the ring right through the table.
Yeah, that was.
Oh God, really?
That was so weird.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, the look on his face was priceless.
Wasn't it the IC title match against Cody Rhodes?
That sounds right, yes.
My God, it's so weird. And of course, since we all said John Cena's winning, he's got to win the ambulance match, and that's kind of like all we had to say about that, I think. Any other stuff to talk about with this match?
I would be shocked if John Cena gets cut open. I think he should, given how brutal these types of matchups they're building as. I think he needs to be busted open somehow. I highly doubt it because he's not Brock Lesnar, and only Brock, I guess, is allowed to do that.
Wouldn't it be funny if this whole idea that they want to do something epic with John Cena is that John Cena starts the match off, wins the lumberjack match, then just immediately picks up Ryback and throws him through a table? And the epic thing is that he just completely buries Ryback.
Hey man, anything is possible in the world of professional wrestling.
That crowd would just start throwing garbage into the ring immediately. They would completely dump on that idea because that's basically cheating them out. That's basically cheating them out of a matchup because that's a matchup and a quarter.
Well, maybe that's what they want because they got to know that he's going to get booed to all hell at this pay-per-view.
We'll have to see what the time frame is. Like if the matchup starts and it's like 10:15 or 10:25, then you're like, oh.
All right, that kind of round. Let's talk a little fantasy league. Miguel, you have the priority pick, I think. You wanted to swap?
Yeah, because I've got -20.
Yeah, can I just run down the scores really quick before we do our subs here? Things have gotten really interesting with it. If we remember, it was a very tight lead at the top between Chris Jester and Michael Burhan for a long time. But at this point, Chris Jester has managed to take a commanding lead. He's sitting at the top with 165 points. Myself, I've managed to pull up with the help of Curtis Axel getting all these wonderful wins, have gotten myself to second place with 120 points. Michael Burhan has fallen from grace down to third place with 110 points. Brennan Ligon is sitting nestled at fourth place with 65. Tony Mango soon behind with 60 points in fifth place. And then we drop down to Braden Mayhew with -5 points and poor Miguel with -20. Now, as we know, the waiver wire system works with basically those who had the least amount of points gets first priority unless they've made a pick before, in which case they go back to the line. But since Miguel has made no picks before and he's in last, you have first priority on a sub right now.
All right. I'm debating because on the one hand, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to sub this guy out simply because he's losing points more than any other person on my team. Even if they do plan on doing something with him down the line, he's killing me right now. I want to sub out Sin Cara.
Good.
And let's see, who do I want to have to fill that spot?
Yoshitatsu.
You know, we were talking about this before. I'm gonna take the fool's bet, and God, it can't be worse than Sin Cara right now. But I'm gonna take the fool's bet because it looks like they're gonna do something with him. I want to swap out Sin Cara for Zack Ryder.
Oh,
I didn't think you were gonna go that way. I thought you were gonna pick up one of the Usos.
If I'm going to do that, it's gonna be for the primetime players. Wait, can I do more than one guy?
You can, but you have to wait for a second because you just made one. So now we just got to go through the rest of the list. Tony or Brandon, do you guys have anything you want to sub in, or even Burhan?
No, I'm sticking to my guns.
Actually, Tony, you're at the end. Never mind. You're at the end because you made a sub already. So Brandon or Burhan, do you have any subs you want to make?
No, I'm sticking to my guns.
All right. Well, then I will be making a sub. Then I am going to be subbing out Ryback because I'm finished with that guy. And I'm not really sure who the optimal person to take in his place is. So for the time being, I'm going to sub in Brock Lesnar.
You just wanted to say that.
Yes. That's the whole point of swapping him.
That's the whole point.
Next time he gets a chance, he's going to swap Brock Lesnar.
If I have Lesnar and Jericho joins the Heyman guy, I will have all three Paul Heyman guys.
And then the next week, it turns out Paul Heyman's contract with WWE goes
well, wait a minute. Peyton, don't you have Fandango, though? He's not a Paul Heyman guy.
No, he's not, but I'm saying I have all the three that are. If Jericho joins and Punk leaves, I would have the three. Because Kofi Kingston's not a Paul Heyman guy either, though he could be. So that would bring it either to Tony if he has one. If Tony doesn't, then Miguel. You can go ahead and make more picks.
What about Jester?
Jester's not here.
And Braden? We're not gonna.
Braden's not here either, and he didn't post anything in the group about wanting it, so it's the end of the week. Time to get the subs in.
So I theoretically have the next pick that I can do. Huh.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, Vexing Kara. That's really tempting to me to do something, and I don't know if I should.
Well, isn't the Big Show out right now with an injury?
Yeah, but if I swap Big Show, and I was thinking of swapping either Big Show or Christian.
You just swapped Christian.
Yeah, I know, but you got Christian for Brodus Clay.
Well,
now that you got rid of Ryback, though, that's making me think maybe I should.
Oh, okay, I see how it is.
I should maybe
take the sucker's bet. Go swap Christian out for Ryback.
I wouldn't swap Christian at the moment because, but if I'm going by the dirt sheets correctly, they're saying that WWE has plans to bring him back soon, and he's going to become a priority.
You know what? I'm going to make patience a virtue. I'm going to keep my team.
All right, Miguel.
Go down with the ship if I have to.
We're back to you.
All right.
He will go down with this ship.
These guys, it sucks that I'm getting rid. It sucks that I'm swapping these guys out, but they've been losing points too. So I'm gonna swap out the primetime players, and I'm gonna take the Usos.
All right. Usos. All right. So we have Miguel's got a whole new team here now.
Halfway. I still have Santino and Brodus Clay. Brodus is the only guy on my team that's actually gotten me any points. Actually.
Next swap. I'm gonna swap Santino and Brodus Clay for the primetime players.
Honestly, I was considering swapping out Zack Ryder for Santino Marella, but Santino really hasn't lost me any points. He hasn't gained anything, but he hasn't lost anything. Sin Cara's already lost me like 15 points.
Santino will probably get you points when he comes back.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll probably lose you some too because I'll drop him out to some people, but yeah, it's a gamble. Kind of like what I'm doing with Christian.
Christian.
I was going to
Christian.
All right, well, those are the new teams now. We got Ryback is up for play, and I would not be surprised at all if Ryback is completely taken the next possible chance.
Well, at this point, Braden Mayhew will have number one priority. Well, actually, everything resets after Sunday. So after Monday night, whoever has the lowest points will have first priority.
So that'll probably be me.
It could be Miguel again, or maybe it will be Braden. And, we got some hot prospects coming in the wings.
We do, especially with the Wyatt family.
Yeah, yeah. That's going to be tricky. You could actually see, that's going to be pretty tough if we see Ryback and the Wyatt family, the three Wyatts, kind of go their way with... it's Miguel and Braden are the last two, right? And then me?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But you're like really tight with Brandon, so that could change in one night.
Who knows? Maybe Christian's leaving for Bray Wyatt.
Ooh.
Tick tock. All right, well then that's kind of the fantasy league. We got a whole bunch of points that are set for this pay-per-view, and hopefully that means that I don't get screwed over too much because my teams keep getting fucked up. But I'll get points for Dolph Ziggler. Yay! Finally.
Well, let's see. You got The Miz, who I wouldn't count on winning. You got Dolph Ziggler, who should win. Daniel Bryan.
No.
Probably not.
And Big Show and Christian aren't wrestling, so I've got 1 win and 2 losses.
What if Christian comes back and fights Jericho?
No, that'd be fantastic. So then I take some points away from everybody else, and woo. Alrighty. That's kind of it for the fantasy league. Check back. We'll tell you guys next week, of course. That'll be one of our little things that we do with the image captions and everything. What the results were for that. You go, of course, check Keeping Kayfabe for any kind of changes that happen, and that's going to take us actually this time into the plugs. And of course, since I kind of just mentioned that, let's go first off with I'm forgetting Sign Me Up initiative. Bring a Smart Gap Moment sign to any kind of wrestling event and send me a picture or video of it, and I'll put it up on the site. But now that we're talking fantasy league, I'll go right to Peyton.
All right, well, Keeping Kayfabe fantasy, the Keeping Kayfabe Smart Out minute. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna restart. Well, that fantasy league is a joint production between Smart Out Moment and Keeping Kayfabe, which is another podcast that I come from, and that is where wrestling is still real to us.
Damn it!
and we call that a catchphrase where we come from. We are a live radio wrestling podcast. We are live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. That's head-to-head with TNA Impact. You can listen to us every Thursday night, 9 p.m. on blogtalkradio.com/Dream Elite. That's Dream Elite Radio. And also you can find us on various other avenues such as YouTube, iTunes, and Stitcher, as well as our Facebook and Twitter by going to keepingkayfabe.com. The match we did this week was the ambulance match between Shane McMahon and Kane. So if you want to hear a little bit about the original ambulance match, which we're going to be seeing a lot of this Sunday, you can go back and check that out. And that's, I should probably push megapowersradio.com. As I said, we're going to be launching this Sunday with a Payback pre-show at 6:30 p.m. You can hear myself and a lot of these other fine gentlemen there, and you can call in and give us your opinions about Payback. So megapowersradio.com or blogtalkradio.com/megapowersradio. We're also going to have other shows going on all through the week, such as a Raw post-show. We'll be going on live immediately after Raw concludes, as well as I Got Gameplay, a video game show on Saturdays, and Geek Speak, a brand new show launching, hosted by our very own Brandon here, launching on Tuesdays. You can see that full schedule by going to megapowersradio.com or to our Facebook. And I'm done.
Miguel.
Fanboysanonymous.com, 90s Kid Presents. I actually just posted up my newest article earlier this morning. I've been really just busy I've been taking care of a few things. I haven't been keeping up on pace, but at least I got it in before the end of the week. And next week I've got another one planned. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do, but check that out right now. So far, that's pretty much it.
And Brandon?
All right. Well, if you like hearing me talk about shit, I talk about sports and basically anything else that I want to talk about for 2 hours on my show, Sportaholics Anonymous, live every Wednesday on the aforementioned Dream Elite Radio, blogtalkradio.com/Dream Elite Radio. You can listen to me there. And because I was talking to this person earlier and they wanted me to plug them, you should go like my friend Chris Caden's Facebook page, because he's a professional wrestler and he's my friend. There. Are you fucking happy now, Brian?
Oh, I'm so freaking angry.
It's a joke.
All right, Burhan.
Okay, I've had a rather busy week. If you check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheNerdGenius, which is the YouTube channel of www.nerdgenius.com, NERDGENIOUS. I've been covering E3 this week, so there's a lot of things going on with Sony, with Microsoft, with Ubisoft, EA. I've been covering all that stuff, and I've got loads of commentaries on there, including the recent one, which is the winners and losers of E3. Which is great, but the real winner, to say the truth, guys, is all of us, because we're into some great gaming and loads of freebies. And just to also plug I Got Gameplay, we're going to be posting probably late Saturday, early Sunday, the new show, which will be based on the whole E3 conference. So we'll be talking about exactly everyone's opinions on the conference, what everyone thinks of the new tech that's actually around, and also the show itself. So it's going to be a rather good episode. Hopefully, Mike and Brandon are going to be on there as well as Miguel. We'll see how that works out, because with the certain shift of co-hosts, we don't know who's going to be on one day after another, guys. But we will be debuting the live show on the 22nd, which is a Saturday, which will include myself and a whole slew of other guests. And on that show, we'll be talking. I would probably haven't actually set the theme for that show, but as always, for wrestling news, for gaming news, and for loads of other things in regards to gaming, such as game reviews, stories, everything else, go to I Got Gameplay, which is a subsidiary of fanboysanonymous.com. My new official site, michaelburhan.com, is going to be going live this Sunday as well, and loads of other stuff. So, ladies and gents, that's me.
I am planning on coming to the I Got Gameplay, by the way. I wanted last week, but you guys had already recorded it, and I do plan on it this week.
Well, mate, you're more than welcome to be on. We're going to actually have it at normal time, and it's just that the show's been fluctuating in terms of what the official date was going to be. We've been bouncing back from Tuesday to Wednesday. Now we've set a date, and everybody's sort of agreed on it. It will be Saturday.
Sweet.
So make sure out of all that stuff you guys check out coming up, and also, of course, to run down my rest of my stuff real fast, outonlimbs.com, getting a little bit of a face over. And fanboysanonymous.com. I can't plug that enough. If you guys are a fan of any of the topics that we talk about on the site, and that's anything fanboy related. I mean, we're talking video games, we're talking movies, TV, comic books, the internet itself, technology, anything you could possibly think of. Go out and check fanboysanonymous.com. Also, we're looking for more writers on there, so if you would be interested in joining the actual contributing team, then send me a message with the contact form there. You can check out the podcast coming up sometime next week, which is going to be about the new Superman Man of Steel movie. The review kind of that I've done for that is up right now. You can check that out. Bleacher Report, of course, and everything else coming your way from Smart Out Moment. We've got the pay-per-view, which you can check out the live coverage on smarkoutmoment.com, along with the chat on the sidebar. Hopefully we can get as many people as possible from the Smack Talk team to kind of be there to chat with you guys after we're done with the pre-show talk. And, of course, next week, episode 85, the end of TNA, as we've been promoting for a while now. That's gonna be interesting. We'll have the pay-per-view review and the image captions, the update of the Fantasy League, everything else that's going to be coming your way, and I'm sure it'll be a lot more energetic now that we'll have something to complain about instead of just our disappointment in the way that this card is looking at the time. So for those that are interested in that, we'll be up normal time next week, and we'll see you then. This has been another Smart Out Moment, and we're being counted out. Adios.
This is an outro. 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 If you're looking at Tony, you're looking for trouble. Tony Mango's gonna make it double. Ooh. Cause this is an outro.
Oh my God.
Brandon Liggins laughing cause it's really hilarious. But you know that he's kind of mysterious, yeah.
Very mysterious.
This is an outro. Yeah!
That's my.
Awful.
You should listen to the actual song. It's badass.
Oh my God.